Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about Laplace transform. Laplace transform is a vastly used mathematical tool which is used in engineering mathematics. In this tutorial we will come to know about the definition of Laplace transform. Then the Laplace transform has a few time dependent functions I have chosen, and I will show you the complete calculations of those time dependent functions which are converted to the frequency dependent function. At the end we will get the summary table that will show you how we have learned everything and which will show what we have learned throughout this tutorial. These are the applications. They simplify the complex mathematical calculations, they solve the differential equations and obtain the transfer function or the response of a mechanical or electrical system. Mechanical or electrical systems. So these are the applications. Now if we talk about the second topic, that is the solving the differential equations, how it happens, let us see. At the very beginning, suppose we have an ordinary differential equation in time domain. Then if we do the Laplace transform at the both hand side of the equation, we will get the ordinary differential equation which is converted to a simple algebraic form, that is a frequency dependent function. This frequency dependent ordinary differential equation would be very much easier to solve. After solving this, we will get the solution in the frequency domain, and at the end we will apply the inverse Laplace transform strategy to obtain the actual main solution of this ODE differential equation. So instead of going to the direct approach from here to here, okay, we can easily use this method because it is comparatively easier. So after end of this tutorial we will come to know about its simplification. So we can conclude that the first one is far more easier compared to the second. Now let us move on. Now let us have our time dependent function f of t. Okay. Now here the time dependent function f of t, here this t means time, this time is positive or greater than 0. This is if this condition is satisfied, then we can use this formula that Laplace transform of f of t is equal to integration 0 to infinity, upper range is infinity and lower range is 0, e to the power of minus st f of t dt. It is called Laplace transform of this f of t. So as a consequence of this integration, we will get the Laplace transform of this f of t, and it will no longer remain function of time, it will become the function of frequency. Here s means frequency. If we talk about s, here it is denoting a frequency. Now this s can be expressed two dimensionally. Let us say that we have a plane, two-dimensional plane, which is expressed whose x-axis is expressing real part and whose y-axis is expressing the imaginary part. So let us say S. So what would be the equation of this S? As this S is the composition of this real part and this imaginary part, then we can say that S is sigma, which is real part, and j omega, this is the imaginary part, and this entire range, this entire segment is called the S plane. S plane is a plane in which the Laplace transform is graphically represented. After getting the f of t Laplace transform, this f of s is graphically represented over here in this S plane. So this is called S plane and it is expressing frequency. This is S plane. So we can say that this f of t to f of s transformation, it is simply a time domain to frequency domain conversion. In the reversible way, we can say that using the inverse Laplace transform, we can get back the time dependent function from this frequency dependent function. So this is the utility of Laplace transform that we have obtained from this definition. As I have shown you this S plane, which is beautifully expressed over here, this entire region is the S plane, which is whose x-axis is limited from minus infinity range to the positive infinity range, and here also along the y-axis positive infinity range to negative infinity range. This imaginary axis is representing. Now if we get this get this segment, this is the S plane, which is expressing the frequency of the system. Now we have assumed and now we have taken an example over here. Now in that mathematical expression, if it becomes that f of t is 1, now according to the definition, if we want to determine its Laplace transform, so if we want to do this, it becomes 0 to infinity e to the power of minus st f of t dt. As the f of t value is 1, it will be substituted as 1, so 1 will be here and dt. So we have simply placed the upper limit of this integration, we have substituted x as infinity. So 0 to x e to the power of minus st dt, then limit x tends to infinity e to the power of minus st and by a minus of s. After doing this integration 0 to x, we have applied the two limits, upper limit and lower limit. Then e to the power of minus sx minus of 1, it happened because this x means infinity over here, because as you can see here, something to the power of infinity gives us 0 because it becomes 0, the overall value, this entire thing becomes 0. 0 minus of 1, why? Because e to the power of some, as I was saying, that something to the power of infinity, because here x is infinity, something to the power of infinity gives us 0, and something to the power of 0 gives us 1. So 0 minus 1 is minus 1, and this minus and this minus will then be cancelled out. So we will get 1 by of s as the answer. So Laplace transform of 1 is 1 by of s we have obtained in this example. Now let us take another example where the time dependent function f of t, here it is f of t is t to the power of n, t to the power of n is f of t. Now we have to determine its Laplace transform. Here, as from the definition, we have used this formula that 0 to infinity e to the power of minus st t to the power of n dt. This expression is used as the Laplace transform. Now let us assume that it is I of n. This expression is I of n because it is very much necessary over here. This I of n then will be solved using the integration by parts. Now let us understand the integration by parts, what it is actually. Integration by parts means suppose we have two variables u and v. So in integration by parts, suppose we have two variables that is u and v, and they are in multiplied form, and we have to perform the integration of these two variables. In between u and v have higher integrating tendency and u have lesser integrating tendency. Now suppose we are given a mathematical expression of integration in which just like u and v they are also multiplied. Then how can we determine that which will be regarded as u and which will be regarded as v? Now there is a strategy for that. This is a strategy that is helped us to choose u and v. ILATE, from up to down the integrating tendency increases. So in this example, as we can see, so in this example there are two time dependent functions, so we have to determine among them which one is u and which one is v. To do that, let us just write again over here a l a t e. From up to down integrating tendency increases, as you all know this. So e to the power of minus st, that is exponential function, t to the power of n, that is algebraic function. So the upper part will be u and the below will be v. So this will be v and this will be u, because as we know from up to down integration tendency increases. Here the exponential function will be v and the algebraic function will be u. Then we have performed this formula over here. If we see this calculation over here, that after using the integration by parts formula, we will get t to the power of n e to the power of minus st. This whole expression will give us 0 value, and this expression will be n by s as it is taken common I n minus 1, because as we already know that In is equal to t to the power of n e to the power of minus st dt of integration. Now if this t to the power of n is substituted with t to the power of n minus of 1, it will look like this. So from the In concept we can say that it is In minus of 1. So In minus of 1 is equal to n by of s I n minus of 1, I n equal to n by I n equal to n by of s I n minus of 1. Again, I n minus of 1 is equal to n minus of 1 by of s into n minus of 2. We are simply substituting the value of n minus of 1 over here. So we are getting this. In this way, if we proceed, when we will get 2, we will get 2 by of s into I1. I1 is equal to 1 by of s into I0. So how we have obtained these two? In is equal to 1 by of s I0. Suppose in this expression, if we substitute 3, we will get 3 minus 1 2, that is 2. If we substitute 3 over here, 3 minus 1 is equal to 2, 3 minus 2 equal to 1. So we have obtained when n is equal to 3. And here, suppose we have obtained I1, where from it? Suppose we have written n equal to 2, that 2 minus 1 is equal to 1. 2 minus 1 by of s is equal to 1 by of s. 2 minus 2 equal to 0, that I0. So when n is equal to 2, we will get this. So if we successively multiply these equations, we will get in by of s, n minus of s, n minus of 2 by of s, n minus of 3 by of s. In this way it will proceed until we get 1 by of s into of I0. Now this I0 value we have not determined yet. How can you do this? I0 means 0 to infinity t to the power of minus st t to the power of n. Here it is t to the power of n. T to the power n, or n means n value is equal to 0. So we have put n is equal to 0 means t to the power of 0 is 1. So we have obtained this 1 by of s. So again if we multiply 1 by of s in place of I0, we will get an extra s multiplied in the denominator, that is s to the power of n plus of 1. So at the end we will see at the numerator part, that is the factorial of n numbers it is representing. So n factorial will be substituted over here, and at the denominator it is s to the power of n plus of 1. So this is the ultimate answer for this. We have another example for this, that is Laplace transform of e to the power of at is equal to 1 by of s minus of a. This is the result. And how can you do this? The entire calculation I am going to elaborate. It is a very important Laplace transform which is used everywhere almost, and let us understand this. Laplace transform of e to the power of at means 0 to infinity e to the power of minus st e to the power of at dt. We have substituted the upper limit with x with infinity. After doing this integration, if we put the upper and lower limit, we will get this result. In the similar way, this value will give us 0. In the similar way, this value will give us 0 as well. So this is very important. The Laplace transform of e to the power of at is equal to 1 by of s minus of a. So to determine the Laplace transform of cos at and sin at, we need to understand this. See, e to the power of I theta has a mathematical expression for cos theta plus I sin theta in a polar way. E to the power of minus I theta equal to cos theta minus of I sin theta. If we multiply, now if we add equation 1 and equation 2, we have obtained this 2 cos theta. So the cos theta will be the 2 will come down here, then e to the power of I theta plus or e to the power of minus I theta by up 2. So this is the cos theta expression. Similarly, but just by subtracting 2 from 1, we will get this sin theta expression. This is equation B. This is equation B. So now if theta becomes 80, if we substitute 80 in place of theta, we will get these two expressions. Now we will perform the Laplace transform distinctly for these things. Then we will get the result. As I have done here, Laplace transform of cos 80 is equal to half Laplace transform of e to the power of I theta iat, because theta is substituted with, because it is nothing but the theta if we assume this for simplicity. Then again Laplace transform e to the power of minus iat. So as we already know that e to the power of at means its Laplace transform is 1 by s minus of a. So if it becomes e to the power of iat, if we just add an I over here, then we will get 1 by of s minus of ia. So this will be the Laplace transform. Laplace transform for this. So as for this, we have written over here this. In case of e to the power minus of iat, we will get s plus of ia. So just by taking the LCM, s square plus a square, s plus of ia at the numerator plus of s, these two will be cancelled out, then 2s will be here, then these two will be cancelled out, then s by of s square plus of a square. So this is the solution for cos 80 Laplace transform. In a similar way, sin 80, we have distinctly applied the Laplace transform for these two, because the exponential function Laplace transform we have already read over here, that is 1 by of s minus of a by of s plus of ia. After doing the calculation, we will get this as the result. Instead of getting the normal sine and cos functions for the hyperbolic functions, the Laplace transforms are expressed just like this. In place of sin 80, we have placed this formula, which is the substitute for sin h80. So after that, we have applied these two formulas over here. Then we have obtained this e to the Laplace transform. We have distinctly applied these two. After distinctly applying these two, we have obtained 1 by of s minus of a by minus of 1 by s plus of a. Then this is the result of sin h80. In the similar way, suppose we assume that cos hz value e to the power of z plus e to the power of minus z by of 2. In place of z is equal to at, if we just place over here, and we are trying to do the Laplace transform of these two, we have to apply the Laplace transform for these two distinct functions, as we have done over here. We have substituted cos h80 with this, then we have placed it and distinctly applied Laplace transform. Then we have obtained at the end that this is the Laplace transform of cos h80. These will be cancelled out and this. So these were very much important so far. So we have completed few time dependent functions which are converted to the frequency dependent functions using the Laplace transform. Now let us see in a summary table what we have learned so far. When we have taken the f of t as 1, we have obtained 1 by of s. When we have taken e to the power of at, we have obtained 1 by of s minus of a. When we have taken t to the power of n, we have obtained this. Now suppose it is also the expression of t to the power of n, where n is equal to 2, as you can see here. So if we place over here the 2 factorial by s to the power of 2 plus of 1 means 3, so it becomes 2 by of s cube. So sorry, it becomes s by of 2 by of 1 s cube. So this will be the answer for t square. One will be using t square. This will be the result. So in case of sin 80, it becomes this. In case of cos 80, it becomes this, as we have already proved. Sin h80 means, if we see the difference between sin h80, for better understanding, we will show you the difference. Basic difference is here. At the denominator, there is a positive sign in between s square and a square. Here also the s square and a square, there is a negative sign in between. This thing is similar, this distinction is similar for cos 80 and cos h80 as well. This is cos h80, this cos h80 also, it is like this. Cos h80 is equal to s by of s square minus of a square. So in this tutorial we have faced few time dependent functions, and we have seen how they are converted to the frequency dependent function or Laplace functions. In the next tutorial we will be talking about the properties of Laplace transforms. We will take few applications of these Laplace transforms which are very much essential in the examinations. So see you in the next tutorial.